Welcome back to What If Sonic. Today's video is very special as we've hit 1,000 subscribers. This is a huge milestone for me as I've been on YouTube for nearly 7 years, making whatever I felt like. I'm glad to have finally found my footing and made something that people can truly enjoy. As thanks for everything, I made a poll a bit ago to vote on a video. In this scenario won. A few tweaks here and there of course to help the scenario. So without further ado, I present What If Sonic Was a Jerk? This series will basically mix a few different ideas you'll see further on. For basics though, I'll be turning Sonic into a combination of Scourge and his Fleetway self. Not exactly evil, but not a hero either. Of course, without Scourge's evil doppelganger baggage. So, let's find out why Sonic's like this. Well, we don't know his upbringing in canon. But for the purposes of this what if, let's say he was raised by the wrong crowd. This Sonic would be abandoned as a child, raised by thieves and lowlives. His speed would be useful to them. With this less humble upbringing, Sonic would still have his love for adventure, without much morals. He's learned to only care about himself, and his ego and pride are out of control. He's a jerk, plain and simple. By the time he's of the canon Sonic's age, he's long past the thievery days of his youth. He's on South Island, just like in canon, but he isn't simply minding himself. He's flaunting himself, everywhere. Doing whatever gets the attention of people. Good or evil, doesn't matter to him. As long as he's rewarded for it, that's all that he cares for. And the people of South Island are none the wiser. He's cool, he can move, and he's got an attitude. That's enough to give him the whole island's attention, and he basks in it. Feeding his ego and treating the place like an obstacle course. He's a jerk, but he's living his best life. Till one day. One morning in Green Hill, Sonic's going out for a usual run, showing off his speed, but something's wrong. Nobody's around to feed his ego. The Flickies, the Porkers, Cookies, and everyone else. All gone. Just an empty field. Sonic decides to run around more so he can find out where they are, and berate them for missing out on his coolness. He runs around for a while, until something catches his eye. A Flicky being attacked by a red ladybug looking thing. It's pretty mechanical looking, and Sonic knows just what he's gonna do. He spins into the robot and out pops another Flicky. The two circle around Sonic thanking him, but he's having none of it.
Yes, I know I'm the best. But you're gonna have to shut it now, lowlives. What the heck's going on here?
The Flickies gesture to a horde of badniks over the horizon. They're tearing up the place as if they were searching for something.
Nobody tears up my island. Let's see what pathetic loser is doing this, and I'll spin dash his sorry face.
Sonic charges up and zooms off over the horizon, running through the large fields of Green Hill, smashing badniks and avoiding obstacles. He's a bit reckless as his main concern is who the heck is tearing up his turf. He'll get that answer as Sonic makes his way to a flat area with some floating platforms. There's a capsule with tons of animals inside and a floating ring nearby. The floating pod is surveying the ring while some badniks are preparing to take the capsule. Sonic spins into action, buzzsawing his way through the badniks and opening the capsule. Animals are freed and crowd around Sonic, praising him. Sonic of course welcomes this praise and struts around them. He's too caught up in stroking his ego that he completely forgets the floating pod right near him.
What in tarnation? Who the heck are you supposed to be? Huh? Oh hey, I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. The fastest and coolest thing alive, baby. And you must be the tall, fat, and ugly pain in my butt. Nobody tears up my turf and my adoring fans.
Before anything can be said, Sonic immediately spins into Eggman's Eggmobile, knocking him back.
You'll pay for this, you little rodent. After I'm done with you, I'll make sure to have you join your friends as a robot slave.
Eggman brings out a wrecking ball and swings it several times at Sonic whilst he dodges.
Are you deaf or something? I said they were my fans, not my friends. Some geezer like you should get a hearing aid. How dare you? I'm Dr. Ivo Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world, and soon to be a ruler. Move it or lose it, Robotnik.
Sonic and Eggman are fiercely fighting, spinning and crashing into each other. Sonic finally gets the jump on the Doctor and the Eggmobile is knocked down.
Take that, you loser! You're nothing!
The animals come out and cheer for Sonic as he shows off and poses in front of them. Due to being caught up in his own glory, he fails to notice Eggman getting up from the wreckage.
Loser am I?
The Doctor laughs maniacally as he pulls out a blaster and shoots it right at Sonic. Sonic is too occupied to notice, and he's blasted back and falls into the warp ring nearby.
I may have gotten set back in my plan, but now that pest is trapped in the special zone!
We cut to Sonic falling through the temporal space of the special zone. Nothing here is normal. Fish turn into bird. The ground falls into itself. Even gravity itself is just inconsistent. Sonic lands on a platform overlooking some kind of maze.
Oh boy, did I have one too many chili dogs or what? How the heck did I get in here?
He quickly remembers what happened.
That's right. That overweight geezer pulled a fast one on me. and push me in that giant ring. As soon as I get out of here, that bastard is gonna get pummeled. But how in Gaia's name am I gonna get out of here?
He overlooks the area trying to find an exit. No luck at all, until he sees a bright light over the horizon.
Alright, if I'm right, and I always am, that looks like an exit.
Before he can finish gloating, the platform he's on starts to turn. He falls into the maze below and the whole thing starts to move around. He can barely balance on anything and he keeps falling onto platform after platform. Sonic eventually gets the hang of it and starts leaping from platforms, trying to get to the center. As he gets closer, things get more chaotic. Platforms flying everywhere, up and down and all around. He keeps up the pace and finally gets to the center. A bright light surrounds the area, but suddenly, some diamond-shaped objects appear and shield the light. Sonic runs back and jumps from a nearby wall. He spins into the objects as they flash multiple colors until he finally breaks through. From within the light is a blue emerald. As soon as Sonic touches it, he's warped away and back into Green Hill Zone.
What the hell was that? And what's this?
He looks down to his hand to see a Chaos Emerald.
Is this what the doc wanted?
He can feel the power radiating from the emerald. It's an odd sensation, but it feels kinda nice.
Speaking of that bozo, I better go pay him a visit. After I'm through with him, he's gonna be nothing but road pizza.
Sonic zooms off out of Green Hill and towards a marble zone. He boosts through the ruins without a care, destroying badniks and gloating on his way, narrowly avoiding destruction through all the traps. He finally makes it to a lava lake with some platforms and a warp ring. Eggman is running tests on the ring. Without hesitation, Sonic runs up to Eggman and jumps on him, spin dashing right at him. Eggman nearly falls in the lava before balancing out and getting back into his pod and turning around.
What? I should have had more time until you appeared. None of my robots got out. Well, unlike your scrap metal, I'm way past cool. And I got this.
He holds up the Chaos Emerald and flaunts it around.
You got a Chaos Emerald? Give it here, you pest. I don't think so, Ugly. Why do you need this hunk of junk for anyways? That's none of your concern. Well, if it's none of my concern, why don't I smash it? Wait! You want answers? I'll give it to you. It'll be the last thing you hear. Put up or shut up, Robotnik. There are 6 of those Chaos Emeralds on this island. You can only get to them through these rings. I'm trying to get the emeralds out and use them to conquer the world. Now then, hand over that emerald and I'll spare your life. In your dreams. What if I got all of them instead? Imagine the power. You'll die before you get the chance. And you'll die before you lay your fingers on another Whopper. Insult my image. Take this!
Eggman launches fireballs at the ground, which sets the platforms on fire. Sonic keeps jumping from platform to platform, narrowly avoiding oblivion. He's able to get to higher ground and spin on Eggman, defeating the Doctor once more. From here, Sonic speeds off and goes to the rest of the zone when collecting Chaos Emeralds, while encountering Eggman. It's all a cakewalk besides the Labyrinth Zone, of course. Despite his ego, Sonic still can't help but be scared of water. Eventually, he makes it to Scrap Brain Zone and completely lets loose. He reaches so much speed and blazes through the mechanical city. Sonic Boom after Sonic Boom tears the place apart, and Sonic could not care less. Turning badniks into scrap metal, using their weapons against each other just to disrespect Eggman, he's having the time of his life destroying Eggman's base. And with the Chaos Emeralds, he feels so powerful. He isn't different physically, but mentally, he's so addicted to the sensation of having power at his fingertips, even if he isn't using their power. Eggman is monitoring it all, as alarm after alarm goes off. While he has one of the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic has the other 5. But the Doctor has a plan. He'll let Sonic get to him. It'll be the Hedgehog's undoing. We cut back to Sonic. He's completely devastating the base with no craps given.
I gotta hand it to Robotnik. He's given me a great reason to really let loose. I should do this more often. Not to mention, once I save this island, everyone will treat me like a god.
Sonic finally arrives at the largest building in the Scrap Brain Zone. Eggman has to be in here. He zooms on in and gets straight to the point. Of course, not without styling on everything and being a bit ruthless. Sonic finally makes it to a large room with Eggman standing in the distance, turned around. Sonic locks eyes with him, and he smiles wickedly.
This is it, Robotnik? Your ugly butt is going 6 feet under. And I gotta say, this last stand is pathetic. Your defenses were nothing. Your base is crushed. And you're practically giving me the win with you standing in the open. For an evil genius, you sure are dumb.
Sonic says this all as he walks towards Eggman, whilst the Doctor looks over and smiles. A shield appears in front of Sonic, and Eggman presses a button as he laughs maniacally.
You ego-filled fool. You're right where I want you.
A vacuum appears and sucks the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic, and before he can react, the floor breaks under him and he falls into a pit. Eggman looks over as Sonic yells whilst he falls. The Mad Doctor's plan worked.
Enjoy your time in the sewers, you rat. I'll be busy preparing the last defense and the beginning of my empire.
Sonic falls and lands in a sewer of sorts. Gray walls and purple water surround the area. Sonic gets his bearings and looks around.
When I get out of here, it's on sight, Robotnik. This would be a piece of cake if it weren't for the water. What am I saying? I can do this. I'm the best after all. I'll get those emeralds back, Doctor.
Sonic makes his way through these sewers, and through trial and error, he escapes. At the peak of the sewers, a spring lays, and he jumps on it. He's launched through a pipe and falls back out into Eggman's base. It's dark, but suddenly the lights turn on, and the door in front of him opens. Sonic runs in and runs down a long hallway. Suddenly, a shield appears in front and behind him, and traps him within. From the ceiling and ground, pillars fall up and down, and piloting one of them is Eggman.
Hey, geezer! You're going down! You wish you blew, buffoon! Get a load of this!
Sonic avoids the crashing pillars and attacks where he can.
As stupid as this looks, I'll have to admit, this is tough. What was that? Admitting something over there? Shut your yap!
Sonic spins at Eggman's pillar, knocking the Doctor against the wall inside.
That's it! Systems, go into overdrive! I want this hedgehog crushed! Override or not, you ain't laying a scratch on me!
The pillars around him start to speed up and crush almost randomly. Sonic is caught for a loop and is narrowly avoiding them. He's in too tight of a space to do much of anything, and hitting is getting harder and harder. Finally, Eggman's pillar comes down, and Sonic is too late to move. All he can do is push it back as he's sent to the ground. He's pushing so much against the machine. Let go even a little bit, and he's done for. Eggman sees the Hedgehog fighting for his life being crushed and taunts him.
What's the matter, Sonic? No one-liners, no taunts, no attacks. Where's that ego of yours? I thought you were the best. You're nothing. A footnote in my legacy of evil.
Sonic can't hold much longer, and the life nearly leaves his eyes.
Goodbye, Sonic!
As Sonic is about to break his push, he feels something happening. The Chaos Emeralds behind Eggman flash gray for a second, and Sonic's eyes widen and turn to spirals. His fur glows slightly, and he starts to push back. A blue aura consumes him as he spins through the machine, and Eggman falls to his feet. Sonic lands looking at Eggman. He smiles before laughing, but as soon as it happens, it stops. Sonic stops glowing, and feels as if he had blacked out for a few seconds. He doesn't know what happened, but it felt great. Eggman tries to run, but Sonic grabs him by the collar.
Please, Sonic, spare me! I'll turn over a new leaf, I swear! Heh. Why should I be rid of you, Doctor? You're at my mercy, Robotnik. The people will adore me.
Sonic thinks for a second before doing anything. There's a prospect he didn't think about. If he let Eggman go, he could stop him more and more. He wouldn't just be famous here. He could be world famous. Imagine the admiration of that level. He can't pass that up. So he lets go of Eggman.
Get out of my sight, Doctor, but I'll be following you.
Eggman is at a loss of words, and all he can do is run. He hops into his Eggmobile and leaves. Sonic leaves the Scrap Brain Zone and returns to Green Hill. He's welcomed with animals of all kinds cheering for him as he lets out the Chaos Emeralds. And with their power, they fix the damage Eggman had done. Cheers arise from the crowds, and Sonic is praised beyond belief. He takes it all with pride and accepts it all, but his curiosity piques him. He touches the floating set of emeralds, and he sees a flash before him. Another emerald, on a different island. It's for a mere second, but he can remember it in full detail. After this, the set of emeralds fly off and Sonic feels uncertain. He loves all the fame, but he can't help but crave more. In the emeralds, just being with them felt almost addicting.
Yo, everyone! I know you will love me, and I'm way past cool, but I'll be leaving. Yes, it'll be hard to be without the greatest guy ever, but I'm sure you suckers will be fine. I've, gotta track down that loser Robotnik. Make sure he doesn't do any more evil. So, stay cool, everyone, but not cooler than me, of course.
After this, Sonic returns to Scrap Brain Zone to find out where Eggman went. He searches through everything, but nothing comes up. The computers are hard to navigate, and he can't find much until he finds something interesting. A file on a mysterious little planet. A planet that appears only 1 month every year, over Never Lake. It said Little Planet can move freely through time and possesses power beyond belief.
Bingo! Watch out, Robotnik! This hedgehog will be seeing you soon!
Sonic returns back to Green Hill as he readies his plane to Tornado and flies off to Never Lake. And that's where we'll be leaving things for right now. What'll happen now that Sonic is such a jerk? Eggman seems scared out of his mind, and Sonic is just ruthless. Who knows how the future games will change? What will even happen? Find out next time on What If Sonic. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more if you want to. And as always, thanks for watching.